The history of chocolate is 4,000 years old, starting from ancient America and continuing to Mexico. The first cocoa plants were found in these areas. Chocolate is made from the theobroma tree. The Olmecs were the first civilization in Latin America to turn the cacao plant into chocolate, and they also used chocolate drinks in their ceremonies, so the Olmecs were the first people to make chocolate. Until a few centuries later, the Mayans brought chocolate as a sacred drink. The Maya tribes were originally people who lived in the south of Mexico in 500 AD, and today their descendants live in South America. They were the first to discover the joy of cocoa taste. Mayan chocolate is made from raw types of cacao beans, to which they added a little corn and pepper and boiled to obtain a thick foam-like composition called bitter water. The Maya harvested cacao beans and cultivated them as the first tree crop in the lowlands they wanted, and used them in trade and got clothes and horses in exchange. The Aztecs were the first inhabitants of Mexico and the second group of cocoa enthusiasts who worshipped the cacao tree. Due to the dryness of the Aztecs' habitat, they could not cultivate the cocoa tree, and for this reason, through trade or through wars, they obtained cocoa beans as spoils of war, and even traded them for trade. In the 15th century, cocoa beans were also used and added to various foods that gave them a good taste and used as an energy drink. It is interesting to know that they drank more than that before the war. Still, no one knows whether chocolate came from Spain or not, but an explorer like Hernán Cortés brought chocolate to his country in the year 1528. He brought these chocolates from America. At that time, he was looking for wealth and gold, which instead he returned with a cup of cocoa beans. When he returned to his country, he introduced cocoa beans to the Spaniards. The Spanish used liquid chocolate as an aristocratic drink. It was served as a Spanish drink with sugar and honey to sweeten its bitter taste. This caused chocolate to quickly become very popular among rich people. Even the Catholics loved chocolate and served it during the celebration. The Spanish were able to monopolize cacao for about 100 years, preventing its spread and keeping its production method hidden. Finally, an Italian traveled to the living areas of Native Americans and found out how to grow cocoa and prepare a chocolate drink and brought it back to Italy, and this is how he broke the Spanish monopoly in the Americas. Chocolate stayed in Spain for a long time. It took almost a century for it to reach other countries. The way chocolate arrived in France was that in 1315, King Louis VIII married the daughter of another king, Philip III, and for their wedding celebration, samples of royal chocolates were served, and this caused the presence of chocolate in homes. It is known as a special food ingredient that gradually gained popularity throughout Europe. After chocolate made its way to Germany in 1646, an English doctor finally managed to take chocolate to England in 1650 by traveling to Central America. Dr. Sir Hans Swan realized the high nutritional value of cocoa and wrote the recipe for the first time to prepare a chocolate drink that was added to milk, but it was not well received. In 1657, the first chocolate house or chocolate café was opened in London by a French person. Chocolate drinks were offered in this chocolate house, and besides that, people could buy the necessary ingredients to prepare the drinks. The expansion of this chocolate house turned these houses into very luxurious places, where people sat and talked to each other while drinking a chocolate drink. The most famous chocolate house, White's Chocolate House, was opened in 1693, and in the late 18th century, chocolate houses gave way to very luxurious clubs where most of the nobility went. The history of chocolate continued to spread throughout Europe, with rich people and royal families in the upper echelon of society using chocolate for its health benefits. At that time, chocolate was produced by hand, which was a very slow and peaceful process, but the Industrial Revolution affected everything at that time. The production of chocolate or its invention happened in the same period of the Industrial Revolution in 1828, and they produced a device in which cocoa butter was extracted from raw cocoa beans, cocoa powder was made, and this powder was combined with liquids, and they drank it like coffee.